about thing with like kind of like almost like hung out. So basically, Bob and BV episode 28, and what happened was that you know so sorry. So anyways, what happened in there was that uh you know BV, so I was like, okay, so go right ahead, so because it's one of those things where you try to please people by and whatever, and by trying to help them out and whatever, but my thing is um it's I think it's really sad of how much you can't please these type of people like that. My thing is just that you know I don't know, ever since this whole thing happened with me, like it was sending him like these images. I mean, cartoon looked like Spider-Man, and the Amazing Spider-Man, and he had like those things that looked like it was webbing on the back, you know, and it was a pretty awesome look. I couldn't think of anything so awesome. Like he was like one of the awesome looking like Spider-Man in this game, you know. So yeah, I mean, well, Bob, I thought he would be like really impressed if I like show him these images. He uses his cell phone or something as an alarm clock or whatever to to like for him to wake up and whatever. So what happened was that I sent him these images and stuff, and apparently it woke him up. You know, uh, I mean, and because the thing is with his online, his status was saying that he was online. So I don't know too many people who has a PlayStation app on their cell phone, because he had revealed that to me like afterwards and stuff. Um, you know, and whatever. But so I mean, if you check out those other videos that I've done, um, the like the previous two or something like that. I don't know. I might have to do a reset on my my internet connection or something. But the thing is, I just let things be. I don't like to get involved into anything or whatever. But the thing is, I have gotten into quite a few. You know, like a few of this drama shit out of people. With how much like you kind of brings their your personal life into these things and whatever, and you know it's kind of stupid, and um, whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, like um, with this girl Ray, that was mentioned in um, she, I one of the things is that I thought I'd never get into anything with her. Be honest, I I never did thought about that, and that's what's one of those things, So for me, I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing, you know, um, this the thing with Ray is it started with some guy named Costas, okay, and and this guy like ever since he had been in the league. He's not in the league anymore right now, but he used to be. But in that time, like when he was in the league, he never get on, in the league chat. He never wanted to talk to anybody else, in the league to try to get to know them, try to talk to them, try to see if these guys are interested in, you know, help, to helping each other out. If that's, whatever. Um, Beyond that, and that is a problem, and like you don't want to like talk to anybody. That is a problem, you know, and I mean, he had called this guy, like this other guy, or another former league mate. He called him stupid, you know, um, and whatever it is, Costas literally called Uso stupid and everything like that, just because you know, because he has trouble understanding. It was a language barrier with Uso and stuff, so that you know, um, and of course, well, Falcon was mentioned, or another former league mate. He, he was getting involved. He was trying to get involved in it, but it was kind of like, that was just one of those things about it, right? So Falcon was just trying to keep the peace. He's, you know, so Casas was being like a jerk to everybody else and all that stuff. And you know, I mean, I didn't like it. I mean, I was like, every time when I had came on, Falcon had brought this thing to my attention and stuff like that. Seeing if I could do something about it, because I was the one who kind of invited him, because he wanted to be invited to to the league and everything. And I was like, all right, it's not a problem. And I thought this guy was a good guy and stuff like that. And so, I figured that, okay, well, this is what happened. You know, um, the thing is, he just caused a lot of problems for the league, and this is what had kind of like broken us up all together and everything like that, because we used to talk to each other, we used to think whatever. Um, and that was it. But look, I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, I had taken a break, at one point from like speed hunting for a little bit and whatever, until like if there was any feats that I needed to complete, that if that was on the table, if it's, if someone LG'd it, then yeah, for that feat run. And yeah, I'd go right ahead and take it if I had to. Um, but yeah, this, you know, but this thing, like one time I came home, you know, I was dropping my father off to the airport and everything, and what happened was that I came home and I turned on the game and everything, and I always checked out, the league management and stuff. I always go in there and see what who did what, and if anything, whatever. So basically, he's gone ahead, and I see Costas spending like prestige points, you know, good amount of prestige points, and the thing is, he set us back. You know, he didn't want to. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that, and whatever. The impression he was giving out was not so good on his part. To be honest. Um, and I was really upset at that. Because the thing is how we had the league set up. I mean, okay, yeah, usually the league leader is supposed to be the one handling this stuff, but sometimes in the league you do need help, even if you know that you're not always gonna be on like all the time or whatever, um, because everyone has their own life and everything like that, which that's fine. So you have that to see, people like you need, you have that to see about, and yeah, so that should be understanding. Anytime when whatever happens, we usually talk about it as a league, if anything, or whatever. That's how it is set up. That's how we have it set up. If there's any issue that goes on, and you tell somebody else in the league, you know, it's like they don't that other person that you told doesn't have to get involved, but he or she would be informed, and that's it, you know, um, that's it. So he or she would be informed. They don't have to get involved in that. But as long as they're up to date, that's all good enough, Um, and that's how we have that set up, because if there's anything, yeah, but with Ray, you know, she was taking his side. You know, she was taking his side of things and whatever. But I was like really upset, at the fact of what he did, because I was telling Costas, you know, because he found out that he was like that he wasn't doing enough damage, you know, and that's what he finds. But I was like, hey, look, man, that has nothing to do with the league hall, okay? That has nothing to do with the league hall. That has to do with your base, and that is it, you know, um, and everything like that. So it, he pissed off a few people. He had put Falcon in ignore when he was trying to keep the peace, and everything. I stuck my neck out for Uso and all that stuff. And then, when that shit happened, I was really, really upset. I was like, look, man, this is the thing. I'm basically the one in charge of those proficiency, spending the proficiency points and stuff like that to help out the league, you know. And yeah, I pitched in for proficiency points myself, and the thing is, I expect other, the league mates to even pitch in as much as they could, But if there's anything, they should also salvage the stuff. But like there are things to do, that you can do to help for the league for proficiency points and stuff. So that's why we, like it was kind of like a little. I would say yeah, it was a little poorly. Yeah, the league was a little poorly done. Like how it was with because when you have like that amount of like skill points and that being like that high of a level, and when your numbers look really really good and stuff like that, you kind of get to the top. But we had to do like a like a rank revamp out of that, you know and so this time we were like trying to make things a lot better, um so on and so forth. Um so anyways, so with Ray, because I was telling one of my other league mates, his brother, you know um and Evil, who was basically like in a long distance relationship with Ray and whatever, because Ray lived all the way in Scotland, and so yeah. So anyways, that would I was like, okay, well, when I was talking to Evil, because Evil was wondering what was up, why was I so upset and everything like that, I was like, look. this happened so and so, he's not supposed to do that. He didn't talk to nobody, about anything. He just deliberately done that. And, I was thinking, and I was like, look, I'm the one in charge of that, not, I mean, if you want to know, if you want to learn, that's fine. I'll teach you. You know, um, I mean, to tell you the truth, like when I had joined with this league, I was around CR 50 or 60 around the time when I had joined in this league. Due to a guy named Extreme Trini and stuff like that. So he introduced me to these guys and stuff like that. This league, and I was all good. Um, so yeah, so uh, I was I usually talk to the league leader, you know, and he and I usually have some really good conversations. We talk about a lot of things, this and that. So it was like, look, man, this is the thing, you know, and whatever. So I have a pretty good knowledge of what this league is like, But if there's anything that you have to ask, like something that if I don't know, I'm gonna tell you, well, talk to the league leader about that, ask him about that part of it, so because I don't know, you know, um, but yeah, So, anyways, like what happened was that with that whole thing, well, Ray was taking his side of things, Costa's side, and I don't know why, to be honest, like I was like, why are because I was hoping to have some sort of understanding when I was like kind of like calmed down from with evil and stuff like that, but every time it was kind of like a little crazy, this whole thing like really got dramatic, um, real fast. And our lead leader, you know, the leader of Elseworlds DC, So, anyways, sorry, I'm just a little sick, you know, like the flu season or something like that. So I'm kind of like recovering from that. Um, anyways, you know, he, so she was like, you know, I don't know, she started talking to me in some kind of tone, and she kind of claimed that I wasn't answering any of her questions, and she just went on about it. And the thing is, what I was like wondering, I was like, this is supposed to be an understanding, not some sort of debate or whatever it is, but it wasn't supposed to be like that, to be honest. And it, it was just one thing after the next. I just I don't know. I was just really really confused. Um, I was I was like, wait a minute, we're just going around in circles. I was calm, but like Ray just kept pushing for something, and like I was, it was like 3 to 4 hours of the conversation of this whole thing that was turned into a goddamn argument, and I mean that was like that, but when I look at the time and how long I was spending, with her, like she just kept pushing for something. She didn't let Evil talk. Anytime when Evil wanted to talk, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let him talk. You know, because there were things like it was stuff like there were things like in the chat box. The I mean, well, when you go to your league management and you do the MOTD stuff, the message of the day stuff. So yeah, you have that, you know, and it's limited. Anybody who's known about this stuff is it's limited, so you can't put too much in there. You know, and there were There was information, that was there before. It was erased, and you know, I mean, it was supposed to be like new information has come out. Whatever it is. But as I am like one of the most active players in the league, that was it. You know, but I don't know. It was just like, oh well, it was taking too long. I was hoping to get, some sort of understanding with her, but she just wasn't like picking it up. She just didn't understand any of that, you know, and like it was kind of like why, you know, like I don't know. That's the thing I just don't know about. And basically, that was it. So when I look at the time, like how many hours I spent talking to her, all she was like, I was like, oh, come on, and then she was like, come on, CT, come on, CT, I was like, what the, like, I don't know, I was really baffled by that whole thing. I was like, you gotta be kidding me with that. So I was asking her, are you drunk? I was asking her that. I was asking her if she was drunk and stuff like that, and then and then she thought I told her she was drunk. Like I was like she thought I told her she's right, you drunk and stuff like, or something like that. But I was like, no, I was like, are you drunk? That was my question. I was you know asking her. I wasn't telling her that she was drunk. She said she drinks once, whatever. But if you like, she literally took offense to that. Like she started to blow up real hard on my ass. Like I was like, oh my god, I was like, look, if you okay, you know, first and foremost, first of all, I mean, you she never talked to me in that type of tone, in that way, or anything like that. Usually, she's more understanding and whatever, and that's the one that I know of. But that other side, mm-mm, I don't know that side too well, and I don't like that side. I really don't like that side of her, anyways. You know, but she just left. She was like angered and stuff. She just started blowing off, and she was like, "Oh, I drink once a week and so all that stuff, this and that, blah blah blah." I was like, I don't know. Uh, I can't be the judge, but you never talked to me like that before. What was up with that? You know, um, that's I don't know. Like I don't know, if you get into a conversation with somebody or something like that, why would this other person turn into an argument? I don't get that. I don't get that. And the thing is, that's the thing about it. That's just what it is. I'm just trying to keep the peace with whatever as I can, but like y- I don't know. Some people is like, oh, this has become political or some shit like that. I'm like, no, no, it's not. You say that it's political. You're making it. You're making a big mistake with that. It's not supposed to be political. It's supposed to be an understanding. You know, and that's it. And whatever. So that was it with Ray. Evil told me like, he started telling me stuff like, oh well, this is the thing. So he started telling me things like that it it was like he agreed with me on so many things. I and whatever. Um But with them being relationship, with them being in a relationship and stuff like that, and she didn't wait for Alman to come back on, and then all of a sudden then Evil started to leave. She started joining another league, this league, there's some other league and whatever. Then Evil started to join some other league. Then he made his own league and all that other stuff. You know, so so yeah. I mean, they do have all tunes and all that, but yeah, I mean, one thing is for sure that if there's anything I'd like to team up with, with her again if possible, that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, like it didn't really seem, with that thing, it didn't seem to matter all that much because I apologize, I apologize, I did what Evil told me, and I apologize for that, for that thing with that whole drunk comment and stuff like that. But that was the only time when I asked her that, but she in her thing is just that I told her that she was drunk. I didn't ask her. But the truth is, I did ask her, because the thing is, she never talked to me in that sense, in that tone before or whatever. She never acted up like that, and like if you ask somebody, if someone asks you if you're drunk and but you're really sober, you're not gonna like blow off on that guy. No, you're not gonna blow off on that person. No, you're gonna like stay calm and whatever, and it's like no, you know that's just it. But I mean, look, this is the thing, man. This is how it is. Um, so yeah, it was just stuff like that. So whatever. I mean, she took me off her friends list and on PSN and whatever, and stuff like that. But you know, I mean, um, that's just it's like what was the problem? I mean, look, so yeah, I mean so yeah, I of course I told the league leader about the situation and stuff like that. We all had to, me and some of the league mates had the, the conversation about what happened. Like the league mates who knew of her, you know, and and everything, and that was just it. And I mean, um, so yeah, that was it with Ray. I mean, there was nothing else. But I just, I don't mind teaming up with her if there's anything. I don't mind, talking to her about whatever. What it's whatever to me. I'm always cool with. One of the things I like to do is, for me to be me and for you to be you, and that's it. That's all good. That's all good. Um, and I look if you be you, I'm not the type of person to go against any of that. Okay. Um, and I'm not like that. But with I mean with Falcon, I mean he's a former league mate, and yeah, he's a good friend. I get he's a good friend. But the thing is, like, why he was kicked out, that's all on the league leader. That has nothing to do with me. He did thought that at one point that I was the one behind all of that. Um, I was like, no, I don't. I don't have anything to do with it. And like if you want me to do something about it, what, you know? So for me, I was like, look, um, no, you know, you know. So he told me no, you know, don't get involved for his benefit or whatever. It was like you now know the truth that I wasn't involved in that sort of thing. Like I had no say or whatever it is. It's just the thing with the league leader and him. That's it. You know, um, and you know that's it with Falcon. But um, I mean, there was someone else. I mean, I never really got into anything with Falcon. You know, we had our agreements and disagreements, but you know, we never really like um you know, thing. You know, sometimes we talk about things with comic books and everything, and you know, I do miss that. You know, I really do miss that. So, I mean, if there's anything with for Falcon and stuff like that, you know, it's just um, yeah, you know, that's it. So, I mean, but I can't get in the middle of that shit and whatever. No, you know, I mean, everyone has their own thing to worry about, whatever. You know, I mean, everyone has their own problems, and you know, and it's like you're not the only one if that's what you think. And you know, yeah. But basically, you know, it's just that Bob, he was coming out with all this crap. I was like, yo, you know, why? Wait, why? You know, it like for what reason? And you know, because I don't know. I really don't know because I talked to him, a few days ago, and so it was something for BV, like okay, well, Bob is from his own league or some shit like that. He wanted to know some things. I told him, like something with a league hall. How many prestige points does it cost to get his own league up and running and whatever. Um, and that was it. But you know, the thing is, like, he was bringing up to apologize to Ray. I was like, um, I was like, wait, how do you know Ray? You don't even know Ray. Ray came in after you left the game. You know, you don't know Ray. And whatever. So it's kind of like, don't be bringing up somebody you don't even know. You know, don't be bringing up someone you don't even know like that. You know, it was kind of like, I don't know, but it was kind of like he was like coming off as so vindictive as hell, man. Like it's kind of like he was stalking me or some shit like that or whatever it is. And I don't know, but I'm not responsible. The thing is, I'm not responsible for his assumptions and whatever it is. So and it's wrong. It was wrong, like dead wrong for him to be bringing up my personal thing, and and that's it. It was so wrong. It was dead wrong for him to bring up my personal shit, like whatever, like and he's calling next thing he's calling me a horrible human being and whatever, and then he wasn't proving that he was a better human being than me, because he was saying shit like something with like cancer and stuff, oh, he doesn't care if I have cancer, some shit like that. He was telling me but those few days ago thing that when me and him last had talked, it was all good. You know, we were good. I felt like we were good. Because I didn't come at him like yelling at him or whatever for his own shit. It, I mean, look, I was telling him, look, well, I was disappointed with what you were doing, or why that was. You know, I spent a lot of time with Bob when he was in the league, and he knows this, but he's just not he doesn't want to address that. He doesn't want to acknowledge that, saying, "Oh, well, this is it." But the thing is, he can't. But it didn't matter. He came out unappreciated and unappreciated, and that's that. Well, that has nothing to do with me. That's to do with him. Okay. The thing is, with whatever what happened yesterday, what happened. Well, let's see. It's 1:20 a.m. I was well Thursday. Let's say that um now it's Saturday. So what happened on Thursday? Um, um, yeah, he was just coming out like whatever, He just that was it, you know. Um, I really had nothing to do with whatever, Uh, yeah. So like that's the thing. Um, but yeah, with Bob, that was just it. I had, and I look, I can't stress that out enough that I had nothing to do with his assumptions or any of that. As a matter of fact, even with BV, I had nothing to do with his assumptions because it was kind of funny because he just kept coming on to me, this and that, like, because he was all cool, calm, and collected as I thought. But I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, BV is just easily manipulated. That's it. You know, he's just, he's just easily manipulated. And I'm telling him like not to be. I gave him all that. I'm like, look, I was more understanding with him than anything like that. If he didn't like what Falcon was doing to him in his own league or some shit like that, he could have just said something, but you take the initiative at some point and whatever, you know, it, and look, that was it. But yeah, I mean, okay, well, I mean, for me, yeah, I know what he's going. I know whatever he told me. I know what he was going through. Okay, and I didn't even pressure him. I never pressured him. You know, but look, if he and Bob, what happened with yesterday, if he and Bob wants to be pissed off, then go ahead, right ahead, be pissed off. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I did enough. Okay, I tried my best. Um, and that's it. You know, I got nothing to do or say to any of those two anymore. Okay, Bob likes to always say that I'm like other people. Um, you know, like it's like I'm like everybody else. I'm like not exactly. I'm not like everybody else, dude. I don't go ahead and if I were to get into an argument with anybody, like with and you're like on my friends list or something, if I get into like some disagreement or some argument with you, you here's the thing, I'm not gonna unfriend you, just because of that. No, it won't be the first. No, it won't be anything, you know. And most people and other people have, other people have, but I've proven time and time again that I never, you know, like I never done anything like that. I never confronted anybody because of that, because of an argument, a disagreement, or whatever, or what have you. I never did, and yeah. But look, the thing is, with my personal life and shit like that, this is how it is for me right now. Um, out of like having surgery and all that other stuff like that, I just had like one major setback, and whatever. 2015, 2000, especially 2016. that wasn't my year. Okay. Um, and that was it. So um, you know, basically, I'm just in this spot right now. Um, gonna like still like healing up. You know, I'm trying to be more active. I'm trying hard to be more active as I possibly could. I'm just trying my as best as I can, as best as I can, and that's it. What more? You know, like I'm not gonna have someone like that. Like what Bob and BV did to say, be like, hey, look, this is it. I mean, look, come on, they're no freaking uh, what Clint Eastwood. You know, I mean, come on. Is that who they think they are? Get the hell out of here. You know, I'm just done with them. And that's it. That is it. I got nothing else to do or to say to them. Sorry, I got nothing else to do or say to them anymore. I really don't. And that's just the thing about it. You know, I I did you know I did whatever I could. You know, and that was it. I mean, but the thing is, look, I did get into like quite a few of them. I mean, one of them was with some other guy named Blackjack. I call him Hotshot, and he and I kind of like entered the league around the same time. You know, somewhere around there, and he I respect. He was like he was the eldest of us. You know, out of the league. He was like the eldest, and so I showed him a lot of respect. But he never showed me any respect. Like even if I had my own opinion and stuff like that, he always showed Alman respect. Like, in my league leader. He always showed him respect. He always showed Red respect. A longtime friend of a longtime friend of ours, like from when they started meeting up with each other in this game. That sort of thing. He showed Enforcer respect. Evil's elder brother. He whatever. But like he just couldn't because we the first time that we got into an argument was that he always said that, oh well, you need like 100 skill points and stuff like that. I was like, somehow I don't know, I kind of disagreed with that in a way. I did, to be honest, because I was always telling him like, maybe, but for me, it's better to be a lot more prepped, a lot more stronger, a lot, whatever, and I was always like this. This is how I always saw things. I see things like in art perspectives and whatever, So like in art, like how it is, like you're learning anatomy. You're learning to draw anatomy. So you basically study up more on the major muscle groups and stuff. Um, and that's the thing, right? So, but the thing is, as an artist, you're always free. You're always welcomed to learn the minor muscle groups. You're always welcome to that. I had an art teacher, like a bunch of 3D art teachers that had gone through the same process and stuff. Because I was in a gaming school and whatever. But I don't want to get into that whole what happened with that. But I all I can say is that I learned a lot, but I got screwed over, and long story short, that's just what it is. But the thing is with the school is that it could do whatever, but they can't take away, you know, I had, butted heads and stuff like that, and you know, and everything like that. So, I mean, I had my own opinion. He had his, um, whatever, you know, uh, y- So I would talk about it with the league and stuff to see what they had to say about it. Because, like, I was always like saying stuff like, every little point counts. Like, when it comes to money, I'm like, oh, every little cent counts. You know, and that's the way how I see things. I don't see, I'm not like, okay, you earn 100 and that's it. No, I would suggest you keep going. You keep doing as much as you could. You know, and then I mean, look, look what is going on right now. Look what's stat revamp. So yeah, um, that there's that and whatever's, but the thing is, I just kept moving. I just kept going for whatever because I like the challenge. I like those things. You know, um, I do like this game. I mean, of course, they have to like work up on a lot of things. I mean, this is episode 28. This is a village thing on Age of Justice. Honestly, I love the title, Age of Justice. I love that very much. Um, this this is an awesome design. This way how they did this, really, really awesome. I just love everything about this. Um, so yeah, this environment artist did a really, really good job, and I applaud that person for it very much. Um, you know, but yeah, like with me and Hotshot, we did, and the last time, because sometimes like I'm wondering what the league's opinion is about the whole skill point thing. Like, it's kind of like, why just stop there, that sort of thing. But you know, I mean, yeah, you get a little tired of like talking about you know skill points in general and stuff because it's a topic that just keeps on going. So yeah. But the last time was on him though. The last time I saw him on this game and everything, and I was like, look, you know, um, I was like PvPing at one point, and I was PvPing since morning, um, since that one morning, and it was sometime last year. This other like this new league mate, one of the new recruits and stuff. He asked me if I could help him out, help his other tune, his alt tune or something like that to level up. I couldn't do it, you know. I was, we had me and these guys, we were all doing good and all that, and then, you know, when I saw Hotshot got on, I asked him a question. I asked if he could, substitute for me. Um, so he started telling me, he was like, not cool, CT, not cool at all. I was like, what? Did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? And he just started to, like do whatever. He was like, you just made my, I was having a bad day, but next thing you know, you just started making it worse. I was like, how? I don't know. I'm just so freaking baffled by that. Even to this day, I'm baffled by that. Um, yeah. So, look, I've, the thing is, um, I've had all this other stuff, you know, and like I'm not gonna let somebody vent their shit at me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna let nobody do that crap. Like they're blaming me for something, like I did something wrong or whatever. No, screw that shit. You know, and I don't really expect that from anybody else, to be honest. You know, because look, you gotta let me do me. I'm gonna let you do you, and we go our own ways. And that's it. That's the type of guy I am. Okay, if there's anything, whatever, and you want to put the blame on somebody else, that's just on you. You know, and it's not depending on the situation. It's just true like that. That's just how it is. You know, that's just how it is. If you hit a car that's in front of you, what are you gonna do? Like, yell at the person and whatever? No, because you are the one who's wronged. You know, and you yelling at that person is gonna make you even more wrong. So you're making the situation even a lot more worse for yourself. You know, and that's just how it is. That's how I see it. You know, but yeah, like the thing is, it was all on him. And I look, I'm like, this is me. This is again. Like don't go venting your shit at somebody. I just don't. A person like myself don't really care about shit like that. We don't care. That's the thing, and that's the beauty of it. You know, so I don't need you piling your shit on whatever. I don't need you taking your shit and wiping on my ass or whatever it is. I don't need none of that. Okay, I don't need none of that shit. All right, and like, look, I mean, I told Al about the situation and stuff like that. He had a talk with Hotshot and whatever, and then you know he was like, oh, so I should apologize to CT or something, and he didn't want to, so you know what, he just left the game alone, and whatever it is, it's just crazy, it was really crazy about how this shit happened and whatever, I was I was like, well, I can't do anything about it because all I did was ask a question. It was just a yes or no question. That was it. That last time, okay. He was claiming shit like, "Oh, I did, enforce his brother evil to, whatever." You know, I was like, I never ditched him. The only thing to my knowledge, was to help him out figure something that this was a daily that you need to do each day. And that was it. Okay, it's not something that you could do complete like that unless you had replay badges, and that's what I was trying to help him understand over that. And I spent a lot of time with him, repeating myself, you know, until he got it, until he understood it, you know. And sometimes, like, yeah, like you gotta check it. You when you accept a mission, and you don't know where you should look. All you can do is just go to your journal, and then scroll down to each and every one of them. Like, scroll down, press X, you know, and get out of that, and to see if that is the mission that the side mission that you have to do, in that area that you're in. And yeah, you know, if it is great. If it isn't, well, go move on to the next one. Keep doing it like that. And that was what I was trying to tell him. You know. But yeah, I mean, I didn't hear him, you know, say that he needed to do something else when he left the thing, and I thought we were done, and I went to do my own thing, was basically a priority, you know, and yeah. Anyways, I mean, look, you can't do none of that stuff, to be honest. You can't, and it's really hard, you can't just go, you can't please people. It's sad, you know, it really is. And yeah, man, like I don't know, I'm just kind of like on the tired side right now. Um, but yeah, the thing is, I I don't know. I mean, well, that situation is done and everything. And I just hope in the future I don't really get into that other stuff with my league mates or anything like that. I like them a lot and stuff like that. I do talk highly about each and every one of them. My brother could definitely confirm that because yeah, um, you know, um, but yeah, my brother's cool and everything, and he's a chill guy and all that, and whatever. He's awesome, you know. And yeah, I'm also helping his tune out as well, to get to like level up his prey, and I hope that he gets through whatever his endeavors are. And yeah, but I mean, when for me, with my issue and stuff like that, with someone like Bob, he shouldn't even be worried about that. He shouldn't even bring that up. You know, and whatever. So yeah, it's for me, like I'm done with them. I'm done with Bob and BV because of that stupid nonsense. You know, I am done. It was like, they're calling me a liar. They're calling me stupid and whatever. They're saying all these things about me and whatever. I was like, what is the problem here? What is the issue? Where are you getting this information from? Who tell you this? Who tell you I was talking behind your guy's back? Who tell you that? I didn't say nothing to nobody. Who am I even gonna talk to about it? Oh, they were like, oh, my league, their league mates on DCUO and whatever. I was like, oh my god, you know, I just can't, I just can't believe that. Honestly, you know, I'm not even gonna lie about it. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie about it. You know, but yeah, man. I mean, it's like whatever. You know, whatever was done is done. Whatever is said, it's said, and that's just it. Um. So yeah, it's like whatever. I don't care. You know, I've got nothing on them on whatever. They're just trying to make a huge fuss over it. They're just trying to make a issue of it, and that's it. But you know what? Um, it's just crazy, like you know about shit like that just happened. I'm just really, yeah, I am still baffled by it, but I'm like, look, I've got nothing to lie about. I don't have a reason to lie, so I'm not going to. I'm not even going to lie. You know. So what was the problem? You know, if there's anything like what, you know, if I don't like you, so what? You know, I'm just giving that out as an example. You know, like, is there anything you can try to do to change my mind? Maybe, maybe not. You know, that is something that depends on the situation. You know, but yeah, whatever it was, it's it's done, and I'm not gonna get involved with these guys anymore. I don't think I am. Um, because you know Bob was telling me all kinds of crap like, oh, I'm a horrible person. You know, I mean, I don't know if I'm a horrible person. Why did I spend so much time with you? In this game, why did I spend so much time talking to you? Why did I even bother? You know, if I'm, if if that's the case, why any of that? You know, um, so yeah, uh, I don't know. I just don't get it. It's not the same thing. Nothing adds up with that whole shit, and that's just it. But I don't know who's spreading what about me right now or whatever, um, or something. But I'm not gonna do anything about it. You know, honestly, I'd like to know who is doing that, but you know, I don't know. Uh, but but look, I teamed up with Falcon a few days, a couple days ago, and everything like that. Like I think it was before, as I say, like it was around Tuesday or Wednesday, somewhere around there. You know, and like he wanted to like just get something out of the way, which was like one of those things where you get the pieces of the cat, like the for the what was it, those keys or something, the stabilizers and stuff like that, that sort of thing. He was so yeah, so because he was like tired out at the time he came in and everything like that and whatever. So I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with teaming up with Falcon or anything like that. But I certainly don't want to get into the middle of something like that had nothing to do with me in the first place. I mean, I'm understanding and all that stuff, and that's it, man. Um, I just don't have anything else. I'm just doing what I think is right and whatever, and that's it. I mean, if there's anything, talk to me about it, but don't go yelling at yelling at my ass because of, so and so. No, because you're not going nowhere with that shit. I'm telling you, man. That's just how it is. Um, I mean, I wasn't gonna do like a. I wasn't. I was thinking about doing a video like this for quite a while, but I was like, maybe, maybe not, but then like, what happened, what happened that day, that Thursday night and stuff like that, I was like, oh my God. But yeah, you know, I just couldn't believe that any of that crap. The thing is, I sensed that there was a problem, you know, and everything, and I tried getting my league leader on this, but he didn't like thing, and I don't know what he's doing, but it's all right, it's fine, it's all good, I can't blame my league leader for that, but I just sent him a message and whatever, but yeah, um. So yeah, that this is it. I'm. The thing is, he. With Bob, he was with Bob and BV, they were calling me an elitist. I'm not an elitist, man. Okay, I don't even consider myself as being an elitist. That's because I have a lot of skill points or whatever it is, and just because I play a certain amount of hours in this game and stuff like that does not make me anything. It makes me less than that. I'm just I'm just doing what I gotta do to get up there. But I'm I'm not gonna go ahead and think no. You know, um, and that's just how it is. You know, they could do and say whatever, but at the end of the day, um, I don't know. They just want, like it's gonna bite. It's gonna, it's gonna like bite back at right at them if anything like that. So I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing to them anymore. I'm not. I got nothing. You know, whatever is done, and everything like that. You know, I thought we were all good and everything like that. But if you want to like go ahead and blame me for some shit like that, like thinking I had some sort of involvement or whatever, whatever. I had nothing to do with anything like that. I never really got into any of that stuff. Okay, so after after I talked to you, after I talked to Bob, it was for me. It was like, okay, well, all right, let this be the end of it, and that was it. You know, it was good talking to him and whatever it is. But the way how he talked to me that that night, no, I was thinking about having give BV a second chance in the league and all that stuff like that, and even we kind of like talked about it and stuff like that, and you know that was it. Yeah. So I was telling him like right at this point right now, I don't think so. He blew his chance again, you know, and that's it, you know. But, to me, it's not like it's him that's talking. It's more Bob than BV, you know. BV, BV barely had anything to say. Bob had a lot to say, okay? Um, I'm sorry, but I don't want to get into his personal shit, but I don't think his father knows what he's like what he exactly has been up to, even though Bob claims this sort of thing. Um, and whatever, but I can't take his word for it. I can't because if I was a parent and stuff like that, and I wouldn't want my kids getting into some kind of like dramatic shit like that or whatever, some stupid bullshit. I probably would be like, okay, don't play with this person anymore. If this person's gonna keep coming on to you, you know, like coming right in your face, like right there, coming right at, seriously just and not letting you do you, like come on, that's wrong. I'm serious. Um, so yeah, I I don't really have anything more to say, to be honest. I don't, and but you know, I'm I'm done with them. Even BV has sent me, a few message, a couple messages and stuff like that, after he unfriended me and whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, this is all on you and whatever, but you're just being easily manipulated. I never steered you the wrong way, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna let you do you. Okay, and that's it. If you want to be easily manipulated, you go on right thing because I treated BV and Bob like brothers and all that stuff. I treated them like family as best as I could in this game. I spent a lot of time talking and whatever, everything like that. and then yeah, but these if they feel a certain way, whatever. I don't care at this point anymore with them. I really don't. You know, they're just a bunch of kids and whatever, and they're a bunch of guys in their teens, and they think they know better than someone who's like around in his 30s and all that shit. I mean, jeez, what the hell's up with that? If there's anything, you know what, they should talk to their own family members like that. They shouldn't like drag someone else's like personal issue in midst of all whatever. Like because that's dead wrong with them. You know, So yeah, you know, they should really learn to watch their mouth and show their elders a lot of respect and everything like that. You know, and that's it. You know, but if whatever, it's whatever. You know, and that's it. All right, I'm gonna get going right now, and yeah. So I hope. I'm really hoping I feel a lot better. I hope I could overcome this flu. It's not too bad, but um, yeah, I just try my best. You know, whatever the situation may be, and yeah, that's just how it is with me. And um, yeah, I mean, I hope everyone has a great and auspicious weekend. You know, um, on a side note with that, like I saw the Wonder Woman film and the you know I saw the Wonder Woman film on Thursday. I saw it on Dolby version. You know, that is really amazing. That sort of tech. You know, and yeah, it's kind of a little better than IMAX or something. You know, a little bit better with its sound effects and its color and all that stuff. Basically, you know, and it's a good experience to get into. Um, I'll tell you one little spoiler. Wonder Woman is in it. That's it. You know, that's my spoiler and stuff. You know, and that's all you need to know. But yeah, I would. I mean, of course, everyone has their own reviews when it comes to filming. When it comes to film, basically in general, when it comes to movies and stuff. I don't usually always go by, whatever someone else's review would say. I'd go in there and I like to have I better I'd rather have my own review, you know, my own thing about it. Um, and that's it. That's just in films in general. That's you know, especially when it comes to superhero films. Because I am a huge fan of these things. Superheroes, comic books, all that stuff. And these guys do like a really good job and everything like that. So, um, yeah, uh, I'm just a little sleep deprived right now. You know, sorry if I sounded like a broken record. I apologize for that. If anything, but yeah, I just need to get this stuff off my chest, um, and everything, and I hope everything works out well for everybody else, uh, and everything like that. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get going and everything. So thank you very much. Have a good night.